I came all the way to fucking Virginia Beach. And the weather has been complete fucking bullshit. Bullshit. I'm in Virginia Beach now. It's getting late, so I just thought I'd come check it out, scope it out, see what I want to do tomorrow. I spotted a Walmart on the way in that I'm going to try and camp out at, because the parking here is a little bit fucking obscene. I mean, it's totally like $2 an hour to park, 3 hours max, bullshit. It's kind of difficult to, stealth car camp where the parking's all fucked up. But never been here, so I just thought I'd stop and check it out. I'm all about checking out random fucking shit while I'm out here. But this is the only coastal beach I've been to in the continental United States as far as oceanfront. Of course I went to St. Lucia, but it's not the same. Not quite the same ocean as up here in Virginia. It's fucking cold out. Figures. It was 90 degrees where I left. And now it's 60 degrees with some fucking cold ass wind and some gloomy ass clouds. So weather not quite cooperating with my little adventure. Hopefully tomorrow it's a little better. If not, I'll just start heading back north and see what else I can find along the way. Plan on going up through Delaware and shit. It is kind of peaceful out here when there's nobody here because it's fucking not nice out. And it's kind of just peaceful to see the waves, which are kind of crazy. The waves are awesome, so I had to play with the video camera's super slow motion feature, which is very noisy and grainy, but it works pretty well. So I enjoyed spending time doing that while I was here. It was definitely a foggy, gloomy time to be on the beach, but it was peaceful nonetheless. Fuck is that? Somebody parachute or something? Somebody out on the water in this fucking shitty ass cold weather? I don't see anybody. What the fuck is that too? I have no idea if there's Maybe somebody jumped out of a plane and sunk in the water or some shit. But yeah, I gotta say, this trip, it's really enlightening. It's a lot different than when I was trucking. When I was trucking, I was miserable all the time. I've been just so relaxed. I see a dock way up there. I don't have enough time on the parking meter to walk all the way there, but that'll be on my list for tomorrow. But I just, you know, being able to be here right now, even though it's shitty weather, and it's just exciting. It's a place I've never been. It's peaceful. There looks like a whole bunch of resort-like shit, but mostly looks like hotels, which I'm not interested in. I'm happy to be car camping. So it's just awesome. Be on the beach, even in the shitty weather. I can't even describe the way I feel right now. It's fucking awesome. You know, there's a lot of stuff to see. There was a lot of stores and shit, but I prefer stuff like this, you know, kind of the public artwork, some of the exterior architecture. But make no mistake, Virginia Beach is a place where money goes to die. Between the expensive resort hotels, the numerous restaurants, and of course the numerous places to buy shit, I tend to not, as a minimalist, not be interested in any of that. Sometimes I'll go into some of these out-of-the-way stores just to kind of see, you know, if anything interesting's in there, but not with no intention of buying anything. I prefer to take my memories from the footage and pictures I take and the experience captured that way, which, since I already bought the gear, I'm already invested in. So I'm at a Walmart near Virginia Beach because there's no parking near Virginia Beach. We're going to be interesting because I actually parked in the thick of things. I'm in full stealth mode, with the exception of just while I'm sitting here chilling, I've been sitting in the front seat watching videos on my phone. But I don't know. I'm really starting to get used to this, and I think I'm going to keep doing this stuff. You know, even if it's just like a couple of day trips here and there, or, you know, 2 or 3 weekend trips, or, you know, I want to start getting out and boondocking and shit, and trying to get, you know, I want to get out in nature too and do this and see how that works out, and do some wilderness fasts and that kind of stuff, where I'm camping in the Prius, or I just bring water and something to make coffee with, and maybe something, firewood or something, to have a few campfires, and just, you know, just to be out into nature, but still be able to have the comfort of air conditioning and camping when I see fit. You know, of course I'm gonna backpack too occasionally, but I'm really liking this car camping shit. It's allowed me to really enjoy the country. So there's going to be more of it. I'm going to plan more trips. I'm going to try and just pick things that, you know, out randomly along the way to visit. You know, and that way I can kind of stumble upon new things. You know, everybody visits the same places, but I'm finding that as I explore, I'm, you know, picking out places that many people who are traveling just fucking drive by without even checking them out. And, you know, it's amazing some of the little gems that you can find out there, very low cost too. And that's kind of the object of my adventure videos going forward. I want to be able to, you know, show you how to do this on a budget, car camping. Obviously the kind of car will dictate your budget, but, you know, I'm just enjoying this so much. And I'm glad that I've experimented with this, and will continue to refine it and learn as I go, you know, what I can do and what I can't do, and what the capabilities of this Prius are, and how often I'm going to get that knock on the window to say, hey, motherfucker, what do you think you're doing? Could happen. It's hard to tell. But I'm all stealthed up. I refined my window coverings in the back. Just got to put my curtain up before I go to bed. Keep the lights off in the back since I'm in the thick of things. I'm in full stealth mode, so I don't want anybody to know I'm in here, other than the fact that if they look, they're going to see the cars running. And hopefully they don't fuck with it while I'm sleeping. But, yeah, it's looking like it's going to be fun. It's going to be an adventure. And shit. Fuck. Well, looks like my Virginia Beach stop is going to be a bust due to rain and weather. I wanted to go out today and fly my drone. Hopefully that clears up. I'm going to go to Starbucks and work on some more video editing. And oh well. I gotta start heading back though. I need to be back by the end of the day, Thursday. So I got a photography gig on Saturday. But oh well. I guess I gotta get used to shit like this happening. But it's not like I'm not, you know, still traveling and still living out of the Prius. Just got to spend a lot of the day in Starbucks driving. Pro tip, by the way, if you go and sit in Starbucks and, you know, work on your shit or look at the internet or whatever the fuck it is you do while you're on the road, car camping, they have a deal where you, as long as you're sitting in there, you get 50-cent refills. So you could drink a whole day's worth of coffee there for like $3. So if you're looking to stay on a budget, get some fat content, because they don't seem to give a shit about the fact that you're drinking all that heavy cream, Starbucks is actually the way to go for that, you know. I've been doing most of my video editing. I've been working really hard on that. You guys have already seen the Carolina Rebellion video. That took me a couple days of editing in Starbucks to get done, and I can't render it till I get back, so you guys are seeing it, all of these videos way later than when I'm actually home right now, probably making new videos or working some Uber to build up some financial padding again. But yeah, it's just, I wish the weather would have been better. I'm going to go, it did stop raining. I'm going to try and hit up a park before I go. And then I might try and hit up the beach again and maybe get some drone flight in if it's not super windy. I'm a little nervous about trying to fly the drone in the wind. So, well, I just paid $7 to park at First Landing State Park and shit. So I'm going to explore this park a bit. The beach, it's like a bay front beach with some boardwalks and shit, and there's some hiking, so I'm going to just kind of look around and see what I can see. Now, a long time ago, in the 1600s, a bunch of motherfuckers in England decided, hey, let's get on a fucking boat and let's head over west and try and find a place to settle. And after sailing around in a big-ass fucking circle, like you see on this map here, they eventually arrived at this park. Well, obviously it wasn't a fucking park back then, but it's called First Landing State Park. And it was in 1607. They encountered some Native Americans. They stopped here at first, stayed a while, and then they moved further up a river to finally settle deeper into Virginia. So this place had all kinds of little nuggets of history and some, setup, like an old map versus the new map. And it's a little educational, but of course it has the creepy dead animals that'll piss every vegan off on the planet, stuffed and mounted here because, we couldn't just fucking go outside and find these animals and take their picture without, stuffing their dead bodies full of fucking stuffing and shit. But, they got the point across. Then there's this beach that has this boardwalk, and this was probably my favorite part of the park until a busload of screaming kids arrived. Shortly, literally 5 minutes after I got out here on this boardwalk to fly my drone. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be awesome. Okay, yeah, it's peaceful. I can hear the waves. There's boats doing important boat shit out on the water, catching fish and, feeding families and all of the wonderful shit that happens. So I got my drone up in the air and, despite the fact that there was about 3 busloads of screaming kids. And this beach is fucking huge. And then the one spot I chose to do this, of course you see them here, is the spot that they chose to have their little noisy outing. So my mellow got fucking harshed here. And anybody that's watched any of my past adventures knows I do this for kind of peace and solace and just kind of enjoying what I can enjoy. And sometimes, there's environments I go to expecting crowds, but when I come to beaches and national parks and nature, it's generally to not hang out with people. It's to hang out with nature and see sights and just kind of reflect on life, But other than that, I had fun flying the drone. Getting footage of the boats and shit. My batteries were only half full because I had charged them a while back and didn't fly, so unfortunately I only got maybe about a half hour of flight time on this beach. But it was enough time for me to kind of get across. Over there you see that's all the campsites. There's lots of RVs and shit along the beach, so if you're a baller, you can camp right up on the beach here. I think it was $700 a week or some shit. I don't know. It was a little obscene, the RV prices, and it's about $38 for camping. And of course, I got my little asteroid shot here. Yeah, my own little fucking planet. But I enjoy seeing sights. I'm starting to enjoy photographing and videoing, kind of like a street photography type thing. Since there's going to be people, I might as well, incorporate them into the story. So the other side of the park, you immediately come to this trailhead, which has all of these interesting swampy marsh areas. And I was a little concerned that I was going to get, eaten alive by carnivorous fucking mosquitoes. But it turned out not to happen. There was a couple mosquitoes but nowhere near what we get up north. But lots of interesting stumps and fucking moss and, just... this was my favorite, aside from the beach, which was disturbed. There was no motherfuckers here. And it was probably my favorite part of the park just because it was the most peaceful, with an exception that we'll get into later in the video. But, it's fun to explore. It's cheap. It's good exercise. It can kind of reset things. It exposes you to more bacteria and stuff to help diversify your gut bacteria and the bacteria on your skin. Wow, there's just so much to see that I didn't expect. I expected beaches and tourists and shit. I didn't quite expect to find so much interesting nature. This little swamp area is part of one of the hiking trails. I'm gonna go up by a river and see what that looks like, maybe fly my drone there. But of course, this is why we can't have nice things, motherfuckers. You gotta just fucking Who cares who T and heart spa B? Who gives a shit? Why'd you have to carve up a tree for that? Fuck you. And I also, you know, I look for wildlife that I try and get some footage or close-ups of, but I was really video focused on this one. I want to bring my photography camera next time so that I can do my thing with that as well. But I think I got some good video clips here, even though I only used the tripod a couple times that I was carrying around with me. It feels so good to be away from civilization and out in nature. Except I'm not. Apparently the ballers saw fit to destroy whatever used to be on that side of the river. But at least there's a rope swing if I ever want to come back and swing into this mystery water that has some strange suds and shit floating in it. I was gonna fly my drone, but quite frankly, I don't want rich motherfuckers calling the cops because they think I'm spying on their stupid asses. The only flaw of this park, I think, is it's too close to heavily populated areas. Though I will say there's not a lot of people in the actual park, which is pretty nice. This bench has my motherfucking name on it. And of course, hundreds of people professing their love for each other probably aren't even fucking together anymore. Yet, they've immortalized it on a public bench. Though I will say, for $7, I get to park for pretty much the whole day till the sun's down. And I get to enjoy, like, what these ballers are probably paying millions of dollars to enjoy, except for that fucking boat. I don't get to ride in a fucking boat. I have to find a fucking boat to pay money to ride on once and shit. But it is what it is. It's been a good vacation. I'm glad the weather turned around too. I was really depressed when I woke up and it was fucking raining this morning. So I'm gonna head back to New York starting tonight. No more stops after this. I gotta head up. I volunteered to work at my part-time job on Friday, so I gotta be back tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. You guys are probably watching this a week after it happened. But just figured I'd walk some of the trail. And then another great thing about this park is it's a campground. And I have full access to it. They even gave me a facility map when I went and talked to them. There's a shower. So for $7, I get to do this all day. I got to go to the beach. I could have swam in the beach if the water wasn't shit. And I get a shower and get cleaned up and get on my way. And the only difference between me and the campers is I'm not sleeping here tonight. I can find a Walmart or a car park to sleep at. And that is how, you know, one of the ways I'm looking at saving money out here. Being able to travel and enjoy the finer things in life. Some kind of loudspeaker or some shit. Fuck is that? Ah, the sounds of nature and shit. Another rope swing. Apparently that's popular here. It's a big fucking bird. And shit. All kinds of shells. Mussels or something. You know, aren't I just the greatest fucking... You know, I should be on, like, Discovery Channel narrating wildlife films and shit. Dead worm, maybe? I'm fishing. Actually, that looks too fucking weird to be a worm. What is that? Plant, maybe? I don't know what the fuck that is. Some more of them fucking shells. Look at the majestic fucking snails. Doing important snail shit on this tree. Isn't it peaceful? Helping clean the Lynn Haven River and provide a healthy motherfucking habitat. Because, you know, that's a healthy motherfucking habitat. And shit. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat. So this is what I did so far. I came up through here and over in this area here. This is where I am right now, and I had to decide, do I want to turn back and go back the way I came? Because this is a long ass 6-mile trail here that leads to another trail. So it's about 10 miles total if I do this whole trail. And you know what? I said fuck it. I'm gonna fucking do it. So I'm gonna circle around. I wish I could just cut across here and cut it a little short, but I'm here, spent the money, might as well get the most for it. Besides, there might be something cool up there, I don't know. I'm not liking the waterfront here though. It's just too much civilization for my tastes. You know, it's no different than walking through fucking Onondaga Lake Park in Syracuse when you see this amount of shit. Although the houses are a lot prettier than anything in Syracuse, at least where I can see it. They tend to hide the rich people houses in Syracuse. Fucking flies. Another interesting thing to note is that I smell lots of pollen, and I've not yet had any allergic reaction like I used to. I just thought I should point that out because it's a good sign. It's a good sign that I'm doing all right, even with this fucking cheat day and the unhealthy, dirty-ass keto I've been eating. So, there's that. So about this time, I'm really starting to get annoyed with all the aerial activity that is going on, because instead of hearing nice peaceful nature sounds when I'm, you know, hiking, I'm hearing planes and fucking assholes on loudspeakers and just shitheads mowing their lawn, and it was really fucking with me. Like, you get motherfucking jet planes and shit, too. It's like, enough already. A lot of military shit going on around here. Okay, do your exercise a couple hours, but then fucking land the shit and let us have some fucking peace and quiet. So I came further along on my hike and came to this spot, and I lingered here a bit. It was kind of a nice little spot. It kind of, you know, obfuscated all the fucking houses and just kind of focused on the least populated part of the lake that was there. So there's that. But still, that annoying fucking plane sound. Still. Like, minus that plane sound, this would have been a perfect, peaceful moment. Something smells pretty fucking foul right here. Somebody left their bike here. Maybe it's because maybe there's no bikes allowed on that trail. So this must be a bike trail. Anyways, I'm halfway through my hike. I gotta be careful here. Motherfuckers speeding through on their bikes and shit. Hopefully I don't get hit by a fucking bike. I think I got about 4 or 5 miles to go. Doing alright though. Good exercise and shit. Beats pounding the fuckmaster. Bunch of motherfuckers out here trying to outrun their bad diets. Can't outrun a bad diet. Sooner or later it catches you. This trail comes with a built-in fuckmaster. Ready for pounding. Yeah, I'm burning calories just looking at it. By the way, I don't even think I could do one pull-up. Maybe one. Maybe like if I pulled out all the stops and grabbed on my balls real quick and tugged, then I could probably knock out one pull-up. And no, I'm not gonna do it in front of the camera. So overall, what did I think of First Landing State Park? Out of 5 stars, I give it 3 stars. You know, the things I liked, lots of trails, lots of unique swampland trails, which I haven't really seen in my hiking endeavors before. And of course, you know, some beachfront on the bay there. Some nice stuff to fly over with the drone and see and look at and take pictures of. But there are a lot more negatives that kept me from giving a higher rating to this particular stop. So I'm going to start rating these little adventures as I go. The other good thing was price, of course. You know, only cost me $7 for this. That's about it for pluses. Now, because of its location, it's near a lot of military bases and naval bases and shit. So I've been hearing fucking sirens and jet planes and fucking helicopters non-stop. You know, there is no peaceful nature noise here. It's just, you hear it right now. The entire time I've been out here, it's been like that. It's kind of just ruins the ambiance a bit. And of course, the waterfront, you know. What good's having a nature trail by a waterfront if you're just looking at people's fucking houses? So I would have preferred that they didn't even bother with that trail. There's nothing beautiful about staring at rich people's houses. So, other than that, I had a good time, you know, but would I recommend it? There's probably better parks in Virginia than this. I know Natural Bridge was a much better park than this. I'm sure if you're a local, it's a great place to walk the dog and ride your bike and play with yourself, but if you're from out of town like me, you can probably skip this one, unless you just want a place to hang out for a day for $7. Camping, I wouldn't do it. It's like $38, and no fucking way I'd pay $38 to spend the night here. The fuck? Somebody lost their motherfucking little shoe and shit. So that does it for this particular adventure. Please like and subscribe for more shit, and I'll make more shit. Also, go to ScottTheTruckDriver.com, and you'll see a little virtual tip jar there if you want to support the channel. You can go there and donate, and I would very much appreciate it. It keeps me making videos instead of working odd jobs. Sirens and shit. Those are Rangers going by. So when I get back, I'll film another video to talk about how much the total of this entire week was. Now I'm gonna go to the other side of the park, take a shower, change clothes, go find some food, maybe sit on the beach a little bit, and then start driving to New York. Should get there tomorrow. I'm not gonna hurry back. Could get there in 8 hours, but that's a lot to do considering the fullness of today. So have a nice motherfucking day and shit. So on the way back, before I let you go, I was crossing the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, and it just happened to be at sunset. And I chose this way on purpose because I have driven over this before in a tractor trailer, and I knew it would be scenic. I knew it would be a nice, drive to end the trip. And I also knew that there was at least one place I could pull off, but I wasn't sure if I was going to pull off until I saw it was getting deep into golden hour, and there were like a bunch of ships on the horizon, and like, seagulls flying around. It was just fucking gorgeous. Untouched. It's a wildlife preserve, this part of just after you get, on the north side of the bridge, and nature going on, and you can't go down in it. You have to stay in this little pull off. It's all fenced off unless you want to do some climbing and shit. But it looked so untouched and unfucked with section of beach, and instead of the military activities, interrupting everything, it just kind of complemented everything, I guess. I enjoyed seeing the ships on the horizon and the helicopters, and at one point there was this big fucking hydroplaning raft or some shit that was whipping around. So I set up, I knew I was going to catch the full-on sunset here, so I set up a time lapse, which you're going to see at the in the credits right after this. But I just wanted to share that with you. And until the next adventure, have a nice motherfucking day and shit.